Gaming. Alright. The game sounds so much louder. Do I have my Windows audio up? Is that what's going on? No. You know what? Maybe it's fine. It's probably fine. If the game sounds are slightly loud, who cares? There's like hardly any game sounds in this game to begin with. It's only relevant when I die, basically. Oh, never mind. That's incredibly annoying. I'll drop that a bit. Dude, look at the fucking audio settings I've got here. It's on 20%, but I guess I'll go half of that. Yeah, that seems more appropriate. Like, who cares about these sound effects? I would rather the RuneScape music shine through. But, yeah, it has been a little bit since I last played this, but when I last played it, I was very close to just, like, wrapping it up. So, hopefully, I haven't completely rusted out, and this will be an incredibly easy accomplishment. If I'm patient enough, because a big majority of my stupid deaths towards the end of last stream, I remember being patience-related. Patient adjacent. But I don't know. I think the autopilot helps, for sure. But, I think a part of the decline in ability the last time I streamed this was just due to, like, going way too long. Which just came as a result of getting lost in the conversation topics I was talking about. So, to an extent, autopiloting is great, but if you lose track of time, it's like, you know, eventually there will just be, like, a natural decline in skill due to, like, exhaustion is a weird way of putting it, because it's not like I'm, you know, really exhausted when I'm playing the end is nigh for a little bit, but, you know, you do just kind of, you get, like, mentally exhausted, for sure, of doing the same thing for way too long. I do, at least. That's why I stopped the Dyson Sphere streams. For now, at least. It's just, you know, I did a lot. Like, that save file has, like, 20 hours in it or something. Like, I did a lot of Dyson Sphere. It's just a long game, especially the first time through when you have no idea what you're doing or what's a good strategy or what's a bad strategy. You kind of fumble your way through it. And I do think that that's still, like, the lowest first death, not bad. That's still the lowest point in Dyson Sphere for me, has been that, that one section of the game I don't feel like they really had a good plan for routing the research in the game. So, like, the research just kind of hits a grinding halt, and there's no clear direction in what you're supposed to be doing in the game anymore. Definitely contributed to the decline in my enjoyment, though, you know, it's still a great game. Like, there's very little negative to be said about it. But, you know, the positives come with negatives as well. Like, you know, it's definitely a positive that there's so much you can do in the game, but at the same time, that means, like, there's a lot of expectations from people who enjoy the game that are like, oh, you didn't spend all 80 hours it takes to get to a degree of competency in it. Like, nah. You know, I might spread those 80 hours across, like, multiple playthroughs, and, you know, we'll get there eventually. Whoops, that was stupid. You think that works? It does, but barely. That's a very consistent way of doing that. I'll try and remember. Yeah, I had tons of fun with Dyson Sphere while I was playing it. It's just, you know, certain things definitely make it easier for me to wash out of a game, and Dyson Sphere had a couple of those. But I've definitely been enjoying the variety more in general, too. Like, that's just the kind of gamer I am, dude. It's just the kind of guy I am, is I really... Oh, my God. I get bored of things very quickly. But I don't know, that it's a mix, right? I guess it really is just with games, huh? Because I don't have any issues watching, like, you know, hundreds of episodes of One Piece, for example. I'm not like, oh, when is this gonna end? I'm just like, you know, I have complaints about each individual episode, and I'm like, oh, good lord, the pacing has just gotten worse and worse, but I keep watching, you know? Although it has been, like, a very long time. It's the kind of, like, I mean, it's weird to relate watching a show to, you know, staying in a strict resume for something you're trying to get good at. Like, you know, it's typically not seen as a good thing if you're comparing, like, learning a new skill to trying to enjoy a TV series, right? People would be like, oh, why the fuck? It shouldn't feel like work to get through, and it doesn't really feel like work to get through. But at the same time, if there is something that interrupts that flow, because it's very easy when you're in the flow to just be like, all right, let's just, you know, keep going episode after episode until you get like 500 episodes in, and then at that point, maybe there's a moment where you reassess, or there's something else that grabs your attention a little bit more, and before you know it, it's been like 2 years since you've watched an episode of One Piece, which is fine. It's fine. You hear about that thing called One Pace? I recommended it to my girlfriend as something we could maybe try, since, you know, I definitely have more gripes with it than my girlfriend does, but the pacing is, like, noticeably slowed down in, well, I mean, even before the New World sections of the anime, and, like, you know, post time skip and all that. But definitely okay. God damn it, I forgot he pops out like that. Definitely so in the New World sections. Like, God, taking many stupid deaths here. Many stupid deaths. This is not that hard of a screen. I have that problem, man. I die once and I just find 1,000 different ways to die in the same fucking screen. What is it? What is it that triggers that reaction? I straight up... What's happening? I have no idea why. Why? What am I doing? I just need to fucking sit here. Like... I've lost a full continue on this one screen. What happened? What is going on? Is it because I stopped autopiloting? Okay, cool. Man completes incredibly easy screen. Well, that's... I felt like, honestly, there were decent odds that I could just nail it on that first attempt there with how well I was doing. That kind of shoots it. That kind of shoots it dead, unfortunately. But, anyways. The point I was trying to make is that my girlfriend just wants to, even if, like, you know, it has slowed down in pacing, just wants to see, like, the, I don't know, like, the official version of One Piece. Which is fine. Like, I don't mind it if that's what she wants to do. I can, you know, I can deal with the slow pacing. But it does sting a little bit knowing there is an alternative. Fuck. But I considered, because I've also, I had at a point been watching One Piece again separately, I know. Not only am I watching the, like, 1,000 episode anime once, but twice! With a friend of mine. Jacob. Mentioned him a few times in the past. Just kind of washed out of it at the point that the pacing got pretty bad. I mean, even a little bit before then, because we were at, like, some of the best arcs, in my opinion, but the pacing is just, it's always bad with One Piece. And, you know, he got more busy, I got more busy. So it does definitely become harder to enjoy something like One Piece when you have other things you need to be doing. Excuse me. Excuse me. Annoying, but I'll live with it. There you go. So yeah, we stopped right at the start of Skypia, which Skypia very close in contention with Water 7 is my favorite arc. Skypia and Water 7. I mean, and I include Ennie's Lobby. Like, I think that some people don't include Ennie's Lobby when they talk about Water 7, but I think it's really weird not to include it, since it's just, like, it's the same storyline. Like, I don't even... Where is the cutoff point? Like, it's the same arc in my eyes, but... I don't know. I often see it separated. Oh my god. Absolutely throwing. But yeah, we just hadn't been able to find the time, so I was like, hey, maybe we should check out this One Pace thing. And then I actually looked at what One Pace had finished, since, I mean, I should explain the context. I should have explained it a while ago. But One Pace is basically fan edits of the... Oh, what am I doing? Of the Toei anime, to try and make the anime a little bit more consistent with how the manga is paced. So, on average, 2 episodes get turned into 1 episode, is the rough idea of it, for the most part. And episode lengths, like, fluctuate a little bit, obviously. It's just what you kind of come to expect from a project like that, where, you know, they only have control over so much. They still have to work with Toei's original animation, so... And there you go. That was really bad, man. Like, it was so good up until a point, and then, like, just 2 rooms it fell apart in. That was awful. But, yeah, so I wanted to check and see what they had finished and what was still in the works. And, was very sad when I saw that basically, like, the entirety of One Piece is One Pacified, except for the section that we were at, which, you know, guess I gotta wait, like, a couple years on that, because I mean, they're fucking crazy, dude. Like, it seems like an insane thing to decide to do, just to begin with, but also to, like, keep with it as long as they have been is wild. And they do, like, every single time there's, well, at least when they have enough to work with, of new episodes, they're like right on that shit. It's like first priority. They get it out within a few days. It's crazy. But with the older stuff, that, you know, a lot of people don't really have an issue with the pacing. Like, a lot of people don't mind the pacing of Skypia or Water 7 and Ennie's Lobby. But oh my god. It still is, like, you know, obviously slower than it should be. Like, you can tell that without even needing to have any experience with the manga. Like, just the amount that they show recaps and the amount they show flashbacks and, like, just, like, certain scenes being at a standstill for, like, upwards of 10 seconds for no good reason. I mean, that's just what you get with One Piece, though, as an anime. It's pretty bad, unfortunately. But that's, I mean, that's just what you get when you force, like, weekly episodes with literally no break. I can't imagine. It's gotta be rough on the manga side of things, too, to have all of that prepped for as quickly as the manga releases. I know it's not as bad as the anime, but still. It's gotta be rough. Like, the modern mangaka, I mean, I'm not gonna say they have it easy, because obviously they don't, but it definitely seems like you're sitting prettier if you're in a... Well, let's say if you're not in one of the most popular mangas of all time that's been running for over 10 years. You probably have a slightly better work environment. But still, you know, I've heard it's a rough industry all around, so doesn't sound great. No matter what kind of environment you're in. Which is, I don't know, that's so crazy that it's, like, such a huge industry, but, you know, like, you don't have manga coming out worldwide, right? It's literally just, like, a Japanese industry. That's so strange. Obviously, you have, like, you know, comics, which are, you know, basically the exact same thing, but there's no, like, comic that has as much craze as, like, some manga, right? I don't think it's quite comparable. Not to say that one is better than the other, it's just, like, the amount of attention. God damn it, dude. I used to be able to get that to work. I'm using my... Okay, cool. I'm using my continue so much sooner than I used to. What happened? There you go. I knew it was possible. I just needed to hold jump a little bit longer. But this still shouldn't take long. I would be surprised if it did. I would be really surprised if I didn't finish it at all here. And not only surprised, but disappointed. Because I was, like, in not the final area, because it adds screens to the end of it, but I think I was in the 10th area. At least once the last time I streamed this. And that's basically done. Like, you have, what is it, like 40 lives? To spread across 100 screens? That shouldn't be that bad. It means you can more or less die once every other screen, but most screens I do flawlessly, so there's a lot of leeway here. I'm just using it horribly. Not taking advantage of it correctly. I mean, there is no correct way to take advantage of deaths, right? You should just strive to not die on any of the screens. But I guess if there is a best way to take advantage of it, it's save them until the end. So, you know, a similar philosophy to never dying, but with a different end result, being that you're not going to reset if you have a death. Just like a stupid way of approaching the screen. I mean, it worked, but I didn't need to take that death. There's no reason to mix things up here. I don't know why. I mean, to some degree, it's not having the muscle memory and kind of forgetting how I did it last time. But if I just take 2 seconds to think about the screen, it usually isn't that hard to work out what the best strategy is. Alright, please don't just absolutely destroy yourself on this one screen. Yeah, it's not even a hard screen. It's not even hard. What was wrong with me last time? I've had a good streak of not dying here. It's been pretty nice. I mean, none of these screens really are all too difficult. I keep saying that, but I keep dying. Okay, these screens with the fucking, like, the chops, they can be a little bit inconsistent for me. Anything where you have to manipulate an AI is going to make it harder on me. But, dude, doing well. This is the hardest out of them. Woo! Barely snuck through, man. Alright. Changing my goal from beating this to beating it deathless as of immediately. I mean, I could, dude. What if? Like, what if? What if I just never died again? Obviously, I've already died, like, I think over 10 times. I can't remember if I used to continue. But I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure I have. But I could still just never mind. Right? Like, as soon as you talk about never dying again, here you go. Here's where I use 2 continues. Oh my god, please not actually, though. 3 deaths is fine. It Okay, what is happening there? This is, like, entirely counteracting the past shit ton of screens I did deathless. Ugh. Feels bad, man. Right. Ugh. These screens aren't that bad. In fact, these are, like, some of my favorite kinds of screens. It's just, like, raw platforming, no moving parts. Just yourself and your shift key. Don't have to worry about any AI to manage. Alright. This is the one I have most trouble with for some reason. I don't know. I always take that first jump kind of weirdly, but it's not actually that bad. Dude, imagine if this game had stats. Like, if at the end of this, you could actually see, like, which screens you died on most. I didn't make it this far last time. Look at that. We're really moving up in the world. Really? I thought I was safe there. It was definitely on the edge, but that seemed completely fine to me. Guess I have to be extra careful. I think that's the first time I've died there, too. Yeah, that screen's not that bad. It's a little nerve-wracking, because you don't know exactly how fast you need to go, but it's not that bad. And as soon as you realize that you can ledge grab there, that screen is incredibly easy as well. Probably shouldn't have jumped there, but better to be on the safe side in most cases. Not in that case. Alright, still have a full continue left. I'm taking these jumps really poorly. Whew. It's not that tight, though. It's really not that tight. Okay, that was the whole area. It's like a really, really easy area. This is I think the only area that has guns in it, but definitely the first area that has guns in it. And none of the screens are really that hard. I mean, none of the screens in any of these levels are that hard, but... Oh god. There are some screens in the area that this one is based on. They get significantly trickier than what I'm dealing with here. This is probably the hardest one for me, and it's still not that bad. I just suck real bad. Holy shit, that was awful. If I just waited a little bit. There you go. Unfortunate death. I still have a full continue. Don't forget, I should have hung there. I thought about it last second, and then changed my mind. Yeah, just awful timing, man. Oh, not what I wanted, but I'll take it. I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah, there you go. Easy. Easy screen. Shouldn't have died. Shouldn't have died a single time. I did remember the pattern I had set up for that one. Is just go after the third bullet. I mean, a lot of these are so easy, you don't really need a consistent strategy. You just, like, improv it, and it's completely fine. Do you just... Yeah, you just jump there. And I think you just jump there as well. You don't have to taunt it out or anything. Hate this one. But did it first try, so that feels pretty good. Yikes. Really bad there. Kind of panicked, but... worked out. Okay, I think I struggled on this one last night. Or last time I streamed this, I mean. I don't know why, because this one should be very easy. I think I just try and rush it, like, way too much. Yeah, that was completely fine. This one also shouldn't be hard, but I fell on top of it there, and I didn't want to. I mean, beside it, and I didn't want to. Oh, God. I know I'm talking about the game a little bit more than I normally do, but things have been fairly uneventful recently. Like, you know, what do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about Twitch ads again? That's like the only thing I can really come up with at this point. The Twitch mobile ads have gotten, like, so bad, though. Wow, really? Like, they really are. It's just unwatchable. I still do it, so, you know, can you really call it unwatchable? But it's so bad, dude. It's like, you know, obviously compared to PC, wink, wink, you know, you'd always take no ads over any ads. Thought I could make that from the ledge. My bad. God damn. Not on this screen. This screen is really not that bad. Just need a little bit of patience. But, yeah, I don't know. I also just... I really fucking hate Twitch ads for this one thing. It is the only fucking well, okay, not the only. I have seen it on YouTube once, but only once. It is among the only platforms that you will try to be advertised to via the platform, basically. Like, I don't know how to explain that. Okay, no, I guess that's not true either, right? Because, like, I was gonna say on TV you don't see it, but no, like, they get celebrities, and they do get celebrities to, like, play in character sometimes for ads, which is super weird, but, I mean, it's been a while since I watched TV, so you know, I guess I don't have a very good reference point to compare the two, but I can definitely say it's very weird. Fuck. I just kind of guessed that timing. That's really hard timing to predict. God damn, should have ledged. I'm gonna lose all of my lives here. This screen kind of sucks. But, I don't know. It's one thing if, like, an actor or character from a show, or, you know, still the actor, but in character, does an advertisement. It's another thing if... To me, it feels like an entirely separate thing. If you're... That was so close. If you're being advertised, from a live streamer, and I'm not talking... Wow, what is wrong with me? I'm not talking about sponsored deals. I am talking about... Wow, not even close. I don't have a continue, do I? I'm throwing everything away here. Yeah, okay. I'm not talking about sponsored deals. I'm talking specifically about just flat-out advertisements that run on Twitch, where you will see a streamer take the main role in the advertisement. And it used to be like a niche thing, but now it's like the main form of advertisement on Twitch. There's a lot of streamers getting, you know... I mean, it's... Like, I can't really... Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, the streamer shouldn't be taking these deals, because, like, it's up to the individual. I definitely wouldn't. Okay, I mean, yeah, everything has a price point, right? But, like, I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair. Whatever. Yeah, I guess I'll end it with, I don't blame them for taking said advertisement deals. But at the same time, I blame the advertisers for thinking it's a good idea, because it's so fucking weird to me. Like, they're just... Like, it's not like... Like, actors playing a role is one thing, right? Like, that is their job to lie about who they are, and, you know, a lot of actors do play themselves, kind of. But it's not really what I'm getting at, especially not in the form of advertisements. I mean, typically when you see, like, you know, even if it's a known actor in an advertisement, you're like, all right, they just got a paid deal. It's the same as every other thing they do in their acting career, right? Maybe, you know, a little bit lower caliber and a little bit lower brow, depending on the kind of advertising deal it is, but still, it's just, you know, another acting job. Whereas for streamers, it's not like... I mean, yeah, you know, some people do play more of a character on stream than others, for sure. But, I mean, in general, it's just like, especially the people I've seen taking these advertisement deals, like, none of them are really the kinds of people who are playing a character, I guess is the best way to put it. They're just, like, people who try to be, like, genuine people and kind of show, like, an honest version of themselves on their stream. Obviously, they're not gonna, like, you know, go maybe as into deep personal talk as I do on my stream. That's up to each individual streamer, but, like, streamers, for the most part, are trying to show you just themselves, you know, just, you know, gaming, having fun. I just want to reset this one because of how bad that screen has been. I'm not going to reset too often here because I really, you know, I could have pulled that one through for sure. I hadn't used a single continue yet, but that was really bad. I can do better than that. I am going to want those lives for later, especially in the screens that I haven't seen yet. I've never seen before. It's safe to say I would want a full continue, at the very least, when I get to the last 10 screens, assuming there are 10 new screens. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird to me that, I mean, yeah, like, I say that sponsored deals are different. When it is, like, I don't know. When a streamer is taking a sponsored deal, I mean, depending on the kind of streamer and depending on the kind of sponsored deal, most of the time, the streamer is still going to have, like, complete agency over what they say. I have seen some sponsored deals that are like, hey, read this script, but, you know, before the sponsored segment and after the sponsored segment, the streamer is still welcome to say whatever they want, and, you know, most of the time during the sponsored segment as well. So, it is a little bit different than, you know, streamers taking up advertisement deals that they are, I mean, maybe they have some control over their own script, but, I mean, no matter what, they are still advertising a product that they may or may not actually endorse and selling it as, you know, a streamer. Like, selling product, I don't know, it's weird to me. Like, a lot of streamers you'll hear, and I'm of the exact same ilk, be like, you know, I would only take a sponsored deal that I agree with, right? And, you know, sure, maybe you'll see streamers be like, I would only take an advertisement deal if I, you know, agree with a product that I'm advertising, but, I mean, like, I don't know. Do people really have that strong opinion of what shaving products they use? Probably not, and I saw one, like, oh, the insurance company ones are super fucking weird to me. Like, that's just, I don't know. That's something special. That's one way of putting it. It's just an entirely uncomfortable environment, and I'm seeing more and more of them. There was one that stood out to me as, like, extremely, like, so there's two that I find, like, very, very uncomfortable. One I think is just, like, gross. It's just a really, really gross method of advertising. And the other is just weird. I'm like, what are you trying to... I'm gonna say the products and, you know, talk about the advertisements, because I don't really care if Xfinity sponsors me in the future. I don't care if Indeed.com sponsors me. If that's the kind of advertising deal they want to make, then I probably wouldn't have agreed to it in the first place, but... I mean, okay, there is probably something in Twitch's terms of service that says I maybe shouldn't shit on the Twitch-specific advertisements, but hey, if that really is the thing that gets me removed from this platform, then fucking remove me from this platform. Because if I can't talk about advertisements I don't like, then I don't want to be on the platform that advertises them. So I'll continue. Yeah, I'll start with the weird one, right? The Xfinity ad, I just don't know what it's getting at. I think it's Xfinity. You know, maybe this is slanderous if I'm getting the service provider wrong, but I'm gonna reset. Gonna reset it. Way too many deaths. And that's a much faster way of resetting than I was doing. Way too many deaths there. But, yeah, there's an Xfinity advertisement that, like... And I don't think this is the first ad I've seen like this, but it's the most recent one that's coming to memory. Because I saw it, like, literally last night. But there's an Xfinity ad that just, like, showed... Well, okay. I was going to say it showed people's, like, normal stream environments, though obviously it was staged and acted, right? But they are trying to show people's normal stream environments. And, I mean, maybe it was actually broadcasted live on stream before being picked up for the advertisement. Like, that might have been in the agreement for the advertisement, is you have to do this incredibly weird thing, and then they'll cut that from the VOD, but the quality of the video seemed like way too good for the majority of stream. Like, there was no bitrate at all, and yeah, they could have locally recorded it and sent the raw video footage, but it seemed staged. Anyways, the advertisement showcases what is implied to be people's regular stream environment, and it's a bunch of streamers I didn't know, but I guarantee they are real streamers, because I'm pretty sure it shows, like, their Twitch handle somewhere in the advertisement, like in the corner of the screen. But, it shows these streamers, and it talks about that they're gonna do a huge raid, a huge Twitch raid, right? It's just like, I don't know, kind of a thing that people do on Twitch. Yeah, just, I'll leave it at that. Kind of a thing that people do on Twitch, right? And, specifically, they are going to be raiding, like, complete strangers, and it's a special Xfinity raid. They'd say that multiple times, like, woo! Xfinity raid, yeah! But, like, what does that mean? So anyways, they raid these random strangers that are also in surprisingly high quality and giving nothing but positive reaction to this Xfinity raid, and nobody is being like, what the fuck is an Xfinity? Hello? What are you talking about, Xfinity raid? But anyways, that's the end of the advertisement. It's literally just showing multiple streamers implied to be raiding complete strangers with thousands of viewers, and oh, thank you, Xfinity. But, like, how is this? What is this ad? Like, what does that have to do with Xfinity at all? Like, I mean, they didn't do a goddamn thing. They didn't give the viewers for the raid. I mean, maybe, yeah, sure, they probably told the person who to raid, because, I mean, it was all staged to begin with, and I'm still not, you know, I'm still not sure whether it was ever live to begin with. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't understand how it even makes sense as an advertisement. Like, how does that make me want to support Xfinity as a company? Like, I mean, for one thing, you basically don't have a decision on what internet service provider you're going to use in most parts of the world anyways. And beyond that, when you do have a choice, there's usually just like a clear right answer. Like, you're either paying more expensive prices for worse quality, or you're just doing, like, the objective right decision for your area. That's just kind of how ISPs work. But, and I mean, in a lot of cases, you're just fucked over no matter who you pick. Like, even if you do have multiple options, there's always going to be bad parts about any of your given options. So yeah. But cool, thanks Xfinity for really, you really did that raid. You really helped those streamers out. Like, those streamers would have been nowhere without the help of Xfinity. It's just, I don't get the purpose of the ad. If anybody wants to explain to me how that ad makes sense, feel free, but it just seemed like, I don't know, like, obviously disingenuous and like a complete lack of understanding of how Twitch works. Like, the fact that anybody watching Twitch would look at that and be like, oh yeah, Xfinity really helped out there with that thing that the streamer probably would have done anyways, because that's, you know, just how some streamers end their streams, right? I'd say the majority of streams, especially at a certain viewership, are going to raid. Not typically will they raid people they don't know. Sorry. Lost myself in what the right answer there was. Most of the time, you're going to find streamers just raiding, like, friends of theirs, myself included. Alright, not a bad place to use the first continue, but some really bad deaths. Some really bad deaths on some really easy screens. It's always this area that gets me. I don't know why. The screens aren't that bad. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Just a fucking dumb advertisement. It's just, especially when, like, any internet service provider, doesn't matter who, but any internet service provider is going to be shit on by whatever streamer is using it. It's very rare that you don't have a streamer complain about their ISP. I'm fortunate that I haven't needed to since I switched, but, well, isn't Xfinity Comcast? Like, I think I can safely say that in the Houston area, like, Xfinity's fucking garbage, dude. This is by far the worst internet we've dealt with. Oops, I was supposed to be going fast there, and I didn't. Yeah, Xfinity fucking sucks. Sorry, can't speak anymore. It just varies from area to area. And, like, I you know, you hear nothing but negative comments on Xfinity's customer service for good reason. Like, they straight up... I mean, I'm not gonna... Again, I don't blame the customer service representatives at all for, you know, not being able to tell me the truth, because, like, yeah, the pretty sure they'd get fired if they were just like, yeah, we're throttling the shit out of your internet, haha. But, at the same time, it is frustrating to know what your problem is and have tested it multiple occasions and be like, oh, yeah, so, like, I'm definitely being throttled here. Is there anything you can do about it? And obviously, they can only answer with, no, we're not throttling you, haha. But, again, I don't blame the representatives for that. It's just what they're told to do, and if they aren't doing it, then they're fired, so. It's a pretty unfortunate business to be in, but that is the way it works. So, yeah, anyway, fuck Xfinity, fuck that advertisement. I don't understand that advertisement. I don't know who it's targeted towards. Like, I don't get it at all. Like, I at least understand the internet service provider ads that are like, oh, we'll give you the best gaming internet you've ever seen, because we're all gamers here on Twitch, right? Like, you need the good, high-quality gaming internet to play with all your friends. Like, that at least makes sense as an advertisement. I just don't get the fucking weird raid thing. I don't know. How thoughtful of you, Xfinity, to do literally nothing in that engagement, but take credit for it. Such a heartwarming story. So that's the end of that ad. The other ad that I have, like, an actual issue with is, the fucking Indeed ad, dude. I hate it so much. Like, it's the most manipulative bullshit an advertisement can possibly try, especially on Twitch, where, like, a lot of people who watch streams, and I don't know, maybe I've talked about this ad before, but I'm talking about it again. A lot of people on Twitch, that watch streams, especially the younger side of things, think that they can stream as well, and, you know, don't know how to get into it, but they want to start streaming. And maybe some of them are streaming, but, you know, their numbers are about as good as mine have been for over, well, not over, just about under a year at this point, and think that they're doing something wrong. Which I don't know. Maybe they are doing something wrong, but the advertisement definitely isn't what they need. Because, the way the advertisement is structured is basically like, take someone who is already in a successful position, and has been, definitely before they needed to worry about getting an emote, artist, right? Like, I don't know who exactly the person from the ad is, but they are, like, they're a Twitch ambassador. They say it right at the start of the ad. So obviously they have some level of recognition. They also just flat out brag about their sub count, because it is relevant to what the advertisement is trying to do. Yeah, basically, I don't know. The layout of the ad is essentially like, use Indeed to... I mean, it's not only, like, we can ignore the Indeed, because obviously the ad is for Indeed and wants you to, you know, use Indeed. Wow, I suck. And wants you to use Indeed to try and find, like, an emo artist for your stream, even though that's definitely not what happened for that person. Like, almost 100% guarantee they just, like, either it was a viewer who was like, hey, you know, I'm a good artist, I could do your emotes, or they, you know, solicited it on Twitter or something. But, definitely did not do it through Indeed.com. So, again, it's another situation where a company is trying to take credit for something they had nothing to do with. But a little bit more personally than the Twitch raid one, because the Twitch raid one is so transparent. Like, anybody with, you know, a brain age above 5 years old is going to realize that fucking Xfinity ad makes no sense. But it is plausible that this person could have found their emote artist through Indeed. I just don't think it's likely. You know, they're trying to do that success story, but from the back end, when they really had nothing to do with their success story, they just want to take the credit, which is entirely what they're doing, is at least the way the ad is laid out, is being like, first off, you're not going to be a successful streamer unless you have, you know, professional quality emotes. And also attributing, like, 100% of their success to their emotes in their chat, which is just unreasonable. It's like I mean, for one, like, a huge insult to the streamer themselves. I mean, you know, maybe it really is all because of their emotes. Like, I do think that emotes have been, like, a fairly large, you know, benefactor? Benefitter? Emotes have had something to do with some streamers' level of success. Like, there are some people who have been known for their emotes and their emotes being spread all around Twitch, for sure. But, at the same time, God, what is the timing for this? Random. Just guess. Just guess and hope. That's like a really big insult to be like, why do I keep fucking up this screen so horribly? Please stop! You were already on the ledge. Thank God, it's not that bad. I don't know. I feel like I've gone over exactly what bugs me about that advertisement. It's just scum. It's just scum of the earth to know exactly who you're marketing towards. So I guess, you know, good job on that one, marketing agents. But at the same time, like, market at them in the most abusive possible way. That's just like, yeah. You know, if you're seeing that your success is not going as, you know, successful as you want it to... Oh, fuck, I didn't know this was gonna fall! Thank God. Yeah, if your success isn't coming as quickly as it should in your eyes, then it's obviously because you need to go to Indeed.com and find a professional emote artist. Oh my God, stop throwing, please. Please stop. I hate throwing on that kind of jump. The fucking wraparound jump. It's something I've done like 8,000 times in this game. It shouldn't be difficult. Awesome. Alright, no continues left for the final area. I'm not even in the final area. I still have one more to go after this. I'm not even in the final screen of this area. Alright. Oh, and of course that falls too, because everything falls in this area. Okay, we can make it back from that. That was pretty stupid, but... just 1,000 gate jumps, dude. It's not that hard. I have made it here before. Just once, I think, the last time I was doing this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's not the only area with guns. My bad. I'm a slanderous liar. Don't trust anything that comes out of my mouth. That's what the advertisers want you to think. Oh, man. I mean, I am a very anti-ad guy. Oh my god, I thought those... Why wouldn't those be spikes at the bottom? I was like, that's just a really big conveyor belt. Those aren't dangerous. Yeah, this is it. Like, no chance of success after this. I've thrown everything away in the last two areas. That's so demoralizing, dude. I had 2 continues when I entered the last area I was in, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I should just be more patient, but at the same time... I don't know, I think there's moments where patience tends to make things worse on yourself. If you're sitting in a screen that you know you struggle with, and you could just get out there quicker instead of, like, bouncing around helplessly, gasping for air. Okay, that was my moment, but I whiffed. Please tell me I'm safe here. Thank God. That screen is pretty easy. A lot of these screens are... Dude, I got so much farther than I thought I did. I got this far last time for sure. Oops. Yeah, you know what? Align yourself and then just wait for the next one. How do I do this? Oh, that's a weird one. I don't like that one at all. And then just go fast. Easy. Yeah, I think this is where I wiped out last time. That was close. I hope this isn't where I wiped out last time, because that was super easy. This is where I wiped out last time. There you go. I do remember this screen. Okay, that's one way of fucking up miserably. That's another! God, that hesitation was awful. Just fall. I don't even need to fall like that. I can go up the top way if I wanted to. I'm gonna wait here because I hate that spike where it is. Probably could have gone, but it was safe enough to wait on that. Okay, faster cycle. Little scary. Okay, just testing that you can full jump. Probably not a good idea to test that here, but... Jumped too early. I could feel it. Jumped way too early. Okay. I just want to see the final area. Can I see it? God damn it, dude. This is a tough screen. It's a very different screen than any of the others. Thank you, Coyote Frames, for that one. The probably easy screen. Oop. I'll take the next train. I'll take the next train. Press the wrong button. Yeah, okay. Not an easy screen. A little bit awkward. Maybe it would have been easier if I didn't do the grabs before jumping there, but that's what I felt most comfortable with. It was like double the amount of inputs that it would have needed if I could do it the other way, but I don't know. It felt more consistent to me than trying to do like the tiniest little baby jump. At least with the amount of pressure that was lying on those jumps there. And for a long amount of time, too. Like, you had to do a lot of those jumps. It feels so bad being at the start of this again. That's fine. Just think about Indeed advertisements to enrage me enough to get back there. Oh, cool. Or I can just get mad at myself for dying in a brand new spectacular way. I think I've died there a few times, because it is unexpectedly tight there. I mean, it's not a difficult jump, but, you know, compared to the rest of the jumps in the first area, it kind of lulls you into a sense of security that you're like, nothing can kill me here. Because it really shouldn't. I'm okay with taking one death in this area, but it's not too difficult to get it down to 0. And I should take 0 deaths in this area, too. I've done it so many times. I mean, you know, I was actually, like, I don't know. I used to be way more, like, it would be fucking impossible to do this without dying, but going through it a few times has made me feel like, it's actually not that far away. I mean, yeah, says the man who has 40 lives and still can't beat it a single time. But, it's definitely more in the realm of possibility than I thought it was. I still think that this is harder to do deathless than the Tower of Acceptance. That's the one. Always forget the title of that one. Just because, like, I don't know. When you get down to it, none of the individual screens in Tower of Acceptance are really that difficult. Especially not after, like, 20 hours of doing each screen. And, I don't know, I feel like the same can be said for these screens, though it definitely takes a lot less time. That was stupid. It takes a lot less time to get to the point that these screens are, like, not a significant challenge at all. But once you get to that level of competence in both the Tower of Acceptance screens and this, what is it called? Just the Super Mega Kart screens? It's just, you know, a rough numbers game. Like, it's literally just, like, Tower of Acceptance has, like, what, 30-something levels, and this has 110, I'm pretty sure? So, when you get to the same level of competence in each individual screen, it's just, like, obviously the one with about 60 more screens in it is going to be more difficult. Not even 60, it's like 80 more screens! It's a vast number of more screens than, I was gonna say than its predecessor, but this is actually the predecessor to Tower of Acceptance, most would say. I just did it in a weird, fucked up backwards order because I'm a freak like that. Where are those stats? Can I get the stats screen not of people who have the Steam achievements? I don't care about that. I want to see the people who have the achievement for Tower of Acceptance before they have the achievement for Super Mega Kart. Those are my people. I mean, both of them are endurance challenges that I don't respect, but I find it easier to respect the shorter, more difficult one. And this is just, I don't know. Like, it's not hard, right? I mean, no matter what, and I say this every single time I talk about endurance challenges, Like just about anything in life that you want to do, if you set your heart to it, it's just a matter of time before you get there. Well, you know. With the exception being like, I want to be a billionaire. I mean, first off, change your goals in life, kiddo. And secondly, you're going to realize sooner or later, unless you're born into a very specific family, you need to change your goals because that ain't achievable. But for most, you know, reasonable goals, like, I want to learn to play the flute. I want to learn a new language. I want to make video games. I want to beat the Super Mega Kart Challenge, and the end is nigh. It's just a matter of time. It's weird to think about, like, learning new skills as an endurance challenge, but that's really all it is. It's just, you know, consistent work on the same thing over and over again with an eventual payout. I can live there? I don't deserve to be alive right now, but I'll take it. There are definitely different kinds of endurance challenges, some more punishing than others. Like, you're never going to, you know, fuck up at playing the flute so bad that you have to go back to base one, right? Unless you, I don't know, break your flute. But still, when you get a new flute, it's not like you've really lost it all. And at the same time, it's, I mean, how many people out here, this is dangerous. How many people out there, yeah, I don't even know how that happened. I was at the side of it. How did I get up there? Anyways, I don't know how many people out there break their flutes while practicing. But, yeah, aside the point. Like, you know, the pogo stuck and the getting over it's of the world are definitely amongst the most punishing endurance challenges, and they are endurance challenges. The reason I find them more tolerable is because typically, like, the games themselves are very short. And there's certain mechanics I've talked about endlessly while playing Pogo Stuck and getting over it that I like about those kinds of games. But, and I think there is a certain amount of fun that can only be had in a punishing environment like that. Namely, like, the extremely well-done recovery that Pogo Stuck has. Like, you can't get those... Like, it's like a... I don't know, it's like... It's a special kind of, like, deep relief when you fuck up really badly in Pogo Stuck, but then absolutely save yourself. Now, the feeling definitely, like, wears out after, you know, 10 or 15 hours in the game and finding that you've still made basically no progress. No tangible progress. No physical progress. You've obviously gotten better at the game, but you might find yourself back at the fruit section 15 hours into the game, despite overcoming the fruit section 30 times prior to this point. So, yeah, I don't know. There's pluses and minuses to that kind of game, I guess, but I don't know. I don't know why I find some endurance challenges more tolerable. Is this my first continue I'm about to use? This is legendary status. This is beyond as far as I've been with a single continue. Like, look, I like shmups to a decent degree. Like, if there's a good shmup, I don't, like, actively seek out shmups all the time, but if I hear that there's a really good shmup, like, I'll check it out. My favorites being Zero Ranger and Ikaruga. Sorry, I have to. That's you know, that's the weebish tendency of mine. I'll have you know I practiced Japanese for 1 full year. It's true, you know. But anyways, like I would definitely say, especially playing it on a fucking arcade. Like, goddamn. Ikaruga, as I go back to pronouncing it in the most incorrect way possible. That is my first continue. What's my goal for this stream? Beat this. Beat this. Also, I thought you were gone. I checked. I checked after the questionnaire segment of the stream to see if you were there and if I was gonna continue streaming or not, and you were gone. You were. Alright. But, I'm doing well on this attempt, so just bet on me winning right here, and you don't have to worry about a thing. What was I talking about, though? Ikaruga? Ikaruga? Ikerga? Yeah, like, shmups are definitely, especially, like I said, on an actual arcade machine, like, very heavy, and, you know, on arcade machines especially, monetarily abusive endurance challenges, like, more so than most. But, it's, I don't know, to me it's different, especially, like, not playing it on an arcade machine, because I could never find myself, playing, like, a difficult game if I saw that I'm spending, like, you know, quarters and quarters and quarters and quarters. That would immediately, like, kill all drive to actually get good at said game. I know that it's, like, an entirely different vibe in Japan, where people don't typically... I mean, I'm sure that I'm probably just over-exaggerating the things I know to be true. Like, yeah, I'm sure that a lot of people in Japan have Switches, for example. That seems like, honestly, like, the Switch existence makes a lot more sense thinking about the Japanese lifestyle. But, yeah, I know, like, it's obvious that, manners and what is deemed appropriate is very, very different in Japan, and typically households are, like, significantly quieter. So it's a lot more God damn it, dude, I hate that jump. It's a lot more common that you'll find people just having fun in arcades because, like, it is, like, the only real place that they can have that kind of freedom to just go crazy, go wild. But, you know, again, I'm sure I'm over-exaggerating the reality of the situation, and culture changes, but my perspective of it only changes when I'm given the new information, so I could be talking about Japanese standards from, like, 20 years ago, but that's just my reference point for now, at least. But, especially in America, man, I can't understand, like, spending more than, like, $1 on an individual arcade machine just to, like, have fun for a bit. And, like, arcade machines are super overpriced here as well. I mean, I guess I don't know the going rates in Japan, but, like, you know, my girlfriend and I... What was it? Where was that arcade that we played at? It wasn't at an arcade place. Like, it wasn't a standalone arcade. But we did play arcade games at a venue. I just can't fucking remember. But the games were really, really expensive. And there were a lot more of those, like, prize-winning games. Yeah, bowling alley. There you go. That's right. God, I can't, like... I mean, yeah, you know, I'll do it with my girlfriend because it's fun. But, like, you're in a place that's already for, like, recreational fun. And is also, like, expensive on its own. Like, bowling alleys are typically a little overpriced for what they offer, too. But, to throw on top, like, an overpriced arcade, like, why didn't we just do more bowling? Alright, really bad use of a continue. I do kind of hate this entire area, though. I do despise it. And then you immediately have to go fast mode, and I suck. And I suck. But, aside the point, I'm just talking about shmups, not talking about arcades. Wow, glad I chose not to continue that jump. I don't know. On like a home PC where I'm not having to feed it quarters, I don't really see shmups as an endurance challenge, despite them definitely being in the category. I guess it is just more of that same feeling I get from like Getting Over It and Pogo Stuck. It's like the actual game I know is not long. Zero Ranger is actually longer than most, probably because it never was an arcade machine. It's just a standalone shmup. And for standalone shmups, which I know there are plenty that were never on arcade machines, that probably is going to be the norm, that they're going to be a little bit longer than an arcade machine shmup, but I mean, Zero Ranger is also not, like, as brutally difficult as, like, Ikaruga. I mean, it has its moments for sure, and I've still never beaten, like, the true ending of it, but I haven't even gotten close. Like, I think, like, the third area is where I tap out on Ikaruga, and I think that's probably consistent with most people's experience, because it is, like, a huge difficulty spike in the third area. Like, the boss is so, like, demonstrably difficult than the second area boss. I mean, the second... bad. The second area is a huge difficulty spike, too, but I don't think it's anywhere close to compared to the second and third. And I honestly don't even remember that much about the areas that come after the third because of what tiny amount of experience I got with them. But especially if you're just pathetically bad, man. Just like the stupidest mistakes imaginable. Wow, just awful. Especially if you're going for like 1 credit. And especially if you're going for like high score, like what could be more of an endurance challenge than playing the same levels over and over again until you know like the exact right pattern to kill the enemies in for maximum score, and like when to use missiles, when to hold, when to shoot enemies in what specific order. Like it's Ikaruga's by far the most in-depth shmup I've ever seen, and I know there's going to be a lot of shmup enthusiasts that are like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You haven't heard of this shmup? Because I'm sure, yeah, there probably are a lot that are more involved, but the treasure games are, they're pretty fucking involved with what they need you to do to get a high score. More involved than most, I would say. Because I've played a decent amount of shmups, a decent amount of shitty shmups, and, yeah, even the good ones, like, there's not a lot of variety in how you get a high score. A lot of times it's just don't get hit and kill everything on screen. But, like, specifically having to shoot enemies, like, in a specific order. At least it's the first time I ever saw it was in Ikaruga, but I don't know, maybe there's like an earlier Treasure game, or maybe there's just an earlier game that did it before Treasure. But very, very cool, very inspired in its design. I don't know how this just became like general shmup talk, but I'm kind of for it. Like, that's something that you can look in all aspects of design, right? Like, not just shmups. Like, that extends beyond shmups. It's like, was there anything wrong with the scoring mechanism of just... First off, give me a second. I need to... focus on that one, because you kind of need to hear the timing. I kind of want to focus on this one, too. Lucky. I can just go. Wow. I should have done that way sooner. But yeah, in like, no matter what game you're designing, like, aspire to be like Treasure. Like, aspire to... Because there was nothing wrong with the way that previous shmups had been scored, right? Like, there was nothing, like, flawed about just scoring on don't die and make sure you kill everything. But, could you do something better? Like, could you shoot higher than just killing everything? Could you raise... Wow, there was a smaller gap there. That's not fair. I know it's just because of the way that the... Look, there's a smaller gap in between those blocks as well. I know it's just an artifact of the way Tyler Glale's, like, level creator works, but there are sometimes inconsistencies in the patterns, and it was enough to throw me off there. That was a much, much tighter gap in between those, like, shurikens there than the ones before it. Yeah, there you can see it. You can see it crossing the middle of the escalator conveyor belt right there. And now it's gonna cross my opening. It's right above me here. Look at how tiny that gap. It's like half the size. It's like half the goddamn size as the other gaps. That's fucked up, Tyler. That's absolutely fucked. Alright, now we're in the final area with 7 lives. Maybe I should just shut up and pay attention to the game and fix my sitting posture because it's kind of become awful. Alright, I see what I believe to be a safe spot. Yeah. And another one on the other side. Yeah. Whoa, okay. Didn't think ahead on that one. Fireball Meat Boy level. Like the cheese balls. That's what it reminds me of. Where do I want to go here? I really should have thought that one through. What do I do when I'm in the fuck corridor? I guess jump over one that's coming from the right is the answer. And then immediately go for it. But God, you gotta go fast. I hate this. I'm gonna lose. I guarantee it. But this is my final attempt. My final message. Alright, not as tight as I thought it was, honestly. What am I missing here? Alright, I see a safe spot. That's actually kind of a tough spot to get to. What the fuck? Harder than it appeared at first, at the very least. Shouldn't have spent a death on it, but... I hate this final area. I hate the fact that there is a final area. Especially one that's so fucking pattern-based, like weaving your way through a bunch of bouncy bullets. Like, this is just... this is fucked up, is what it is. That was very close. Very, very close. I don't trust myself to be able to do it again, so I really want to make this jump here. Oh, God. Yeah, no, I just, I don't know, is that on? That's on a consistent cycle, it looks like. It's just really tight. No, I can't do it, man! What the fuck? Oh my God. I still hate the fact that they put new screens at the end of this bullshit. There you go. There was a much easier way of doing it than I did it. I'm a dummy. I know. Alright. Just alternating uppies. I can do that. I can alternate uppies with you. Didn't quite sneak through in time. All right, and this is the end. This is the end of my life. This is the end. Is that really the best place to go? Probably not. I think that is a little bit easier. Though I did freeze up a bit there. Okay, just do that as safely as possible, because there's maybe a chance I survive this. maybe. Okay, I think there is a safe spot in the middle on that right platform there, but it's kind of scary. And also, I should just, like, I don't know. There's... just wing it. You just wing it. Just wing it. If there is a consistent cycle there, I've already, like, missed my window, right? Oh, wow, I wasn't even paying attention to those guys. Just didn't tap right enough. Fuck off, dude. I really do hate these challenges. Like, I just... Alright. Remember when I was so confident earlier and talking about how I could just easily do a deathless. It's not even hard. Like, why does anybody have trouble with this? Ha ha ha. Yeah, fuck that, dude. It's just miserable to spend that much time and to get that far and then have 10 screens that you've never seen before, because that's what they thought was a good idea and fun. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with something cool that I think will make for a very entertaining stream. So if you like this stream, you'll probably like tomorrow's stream even more. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye.